allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah.
Roll call, please, Joe.
Commissioner Bozak,
Here.
Commissioner Enslin,
Here.
Commissioner McGraw,
Here.
Commissioner McCart,
Here.
Commissioner Tevlin,
Here.
Commissioner Redmond.
Approval of minutes for August 14th, 2024.
Make motion.
Second, ma'am. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Tevlin, Commissioner Enslin,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw,
Yes.
Commissioner McCart,
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak.
Yes. Approval of minutes for August 29th, 2024.
Make a motion.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Tevlin, Commissioner Enslin,
Yes.
Commissioner McCart,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw, Commissioner Bozak.
Yes. Okay, engineers. Any correspondence?
None.
Was there today?
Oh,
Has there been any indication that? That
Nothing.
no response. No response from the parent. We sent a letter to them. Oh, great. Okay. Joe, we could get together, and get a letter together to send up to me.
This is appointed on next date.
You've never seen it. Yeah, we've never seen it. This is the one with. Hmm.
That's communicated to the redevelopment commission. We received communication this week relative to the phase 1A project. Overall, that project is nearing substantial completion. They provided 2 documents that were shared with me. One was by area. It's a change order number 3, and this is just for additional time. They need 16 additional days to work. If you remember, early in the construction season, it was wet weather that was a delay. We had some pipeline issues that needed to be negotiated, as well as some activities with the National Park Service. So again, before you have contract number R 39625, change order number 3, with a request of an extension.
Anybody have any questions about the 16 days? So we were pretty much spelled out, got a lot of wet weather at the beginning, so there's a little bit of time.
Yeah.
There's no option, or just, there's.
Just paperwork.
Yeah, it's just, NDOT requires documentation for the chief project schedule. And I just want to correct, the total number of adjusted days is 91. original completion date was June 30th. Due to those delays, we're here at October 1st, the adjusted date. of completion.
Roll call, please, Joe.
Commissioner Enslin,
Yes.
Commissioner Tubman,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw,
Yes.
Commissioner McCart,
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak.
Yes. All right.
We also related to phase 1A, under construction management, the areas of construction for building, there's a construction administration managed by Alba Marsh. For the change in time frame, their current, contract, would get them through mid-month here in September. So they need, NDOT requires that as long as a construction firm is active on the site, there needs to be, construction administration on the site as well. That's for the additional 60 days on the Alba Marsh side of things. So they, to accommodate the requirement, Alba Marsh will be is requesting a change order that increases construction administration by an additional 35,000 to cover the 16 days that area will be on site, plus another 10 days for them to close out the project. The punch list and straight order to the site. So this is grant funded, so I will be getting verification on that 35,000. And that will be paid for the full amount, or if we are required to pay a percentage of that based on this grant. If I recall correctly, this is purposes of tonight for Alba Marsh to submit this change order. That it just the council approval for the additional cost of 35,000 to be able to send the documents for government. So the part of that 16 day.
I move that we grant Alba Marsh the additional.
We have plus days to close out the grant construction. In the amount up to 35,000.
Okay, yeah. Not to see.
Okay, do you have questions about that?
You said we would, earlier we would, this to confirm the amounts.
So this is just their time and materials on the project. That's been estimated here. We'll have an additional opportunity when the actual paperwork comes through that follows the NDOT review as well as the invoice. So there will be multiple points when you will be able to refine of that 35,000, the amount that the town may be responsible for.
Thank you.
All right, roll call, please, Joe.
Commissioner Tubman,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw,
Yes.
Commissioner McCart,
Yes.
Commissioner Enslin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak.
Yes. All right, regarding the Westport Trail, Tina, did you see the email from Brandon today, about the placement of the benches and the trash cans and stuff that Gary upset that they were doing one portion but not the other portion?
Correct, when we did the punch list, the pre-final walkthrough, at that time, we discussed that, Gary would transfer the trail amenity equipment from storage and public works over to the site. But that we would have Brandon and his crew actually install the furniture at the cement pad.
Okay,
And so that addresses the one item. In terms of the cost of time for that, it would be, the redevelopment commission could pay streets for their time, or town council would be responsible for that. That's, I would suggest that it be a cost the RDC considers, since we're still in construction for that portion of the trail.
I agree. Is that something that we should approve today so that they can try to get that installed for our potential ribbon cutting?
I think it's appropriate to authorize that, that the street department, install the trail amenities at the Westport site.
Okay. Does anybody have a problem with the street department doing that? Any questions?
I don't know.
Nothing. Does anyone have a motion about that? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to have the street department. Please. Install the amenities at the trail, I'm sorry, the trailheads.
So,
Yeah, you can think about Ready?
Really have to go into those storm dams.
I will give Brandon this evening to talk to him to make sure that we have what is needed for that, so he can get through it. All right.
There was a second item in the email. It was relative to a tree had fallen earlier this year and damaged the fence on the Westport section that was constructed last year. So I would make a recommendation that is a maintenance item. And that the town would be responsible for the fence repair. And then it would be up to redevelopment commission or town council to decide where those funds would come from. To, for the cost of the raw material and things.
Okay. And a second, yes, and how, changes it is. We wanna definitely get that fixed. Can I get it over? We're trying to schedule this ribbon cutting, so we wanna make sure that the trail is looking good. Doesn't say how much. For fixing the fencing, so when you guys think about.
I mean, that's really, I'm not estimating.
I could work with Brandon to get an estimate on the wood. Since, and again, our Marquette Greenway operations and maintenance manual is a guiding document for Brandon and and everyone going forward in terms of the specs on the fence. And things like that, so we do want to reference the operations and maintenance manual. And then there's just gonna be the cost for the labor and the material. But Brandon's team did remove the tree that had fallen, themselves, and we're able to hear that, yeah.
Yeah, they did that.
so we're not gonna have to call in
No,
that's
they did that, and no charge came back to the RDC, so I think he's something we want to further discussion with Brandon on the time and
Can to talk to the street department about that, or we just talk to the street department?
About getting material.
We should have a conversation.
All right. Okay, so new business, we didn't get on the agenda, like, ribbon cutting. We are talking about having ribbon cutting for, opening of the market anyway. We're talking about doing that on September 2nd, which is the day of the town meeting. The town meeting starts at 1:00, 1 to 3. So we could do the ribbon cutting at 12:30. And then those who want to come to the trail opening go there, and then straight over. Straight over to the dinner from there. I don't know, is there any other people have any that's going to be shorter? I just hate to have there be a large gap in time, because then everybody's forgetting. Where I 100% understand what you're saying, what you're asking about, but I don't. You know, having anything, because I mean, typically, how long do you think that would the.
Well, I mean, this is what you're gonna do. But when we opened up this section, we had rented, all cuts. People along, give people tours, especially the press.
Here's what I'm asking for, what do you want to do? What do you want to do, how do you want to plan it, how do you want to coordinate those things together, because I certainly don't want to feel like it's whatever I decide, you know what I mean? That's why everybody have some input on what they check with the town, meeting that same day, you don't want to do it on.
We need to put on the 10-day,
We don't need to, but we have to, I just thought of that. Way to big.
So if I did the ribbon cutting that we held here in 2020, that was a joint, it was a ribbon cutting because we were completing our project, and the city of Portage was just awarded the next level trails. So that project had the state involvement of next level trails, and we were in the first round of funding for that, Portage was in the second. And Cliffs was a major partner, 60 acres donated at National Park. So that's why that event was a larger scale, just because of the different levels of activity. This project, again, is more town focused. We certainly extend invitation out to our partners. We have department resources, preparation transport that funded for the Westport. $1,000 that second.
so we should make this one last, and the one that actually planning order, that's the big. And that, say all cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one maybe 10.
Do you guys feel that there is more activity? Or it's like, hey, here's trail. It's okay. Like, are you gonna walk out, do you guys gonna walk down the trail, you're gonna start on the trail and walk down and then walk to the park, walk to the park there and have like a beautiful, parade of people or.
Well, it's kind of a precedent, That shows up for the picture and setting up that's. So that's 50% of it.
Yeah.
reach a wider audience.
You need to get that. A bigger thing, or do like, are we cutting it, are we cutting it out? We're cutting, are we cutting it, like, yeah. I think we need to-
Absolutely. Maybe something around that's the text. Or creating an activity that. But do a little bit more design, perhaps something around
Just put it in the phone.
end of season.
You know, what kind of, yeah. I agree.
Five 30. So we have to do that like at 4:30. Or, well, it's probably get darker too.
At 3:30, is when we're gonna start setting up. Sunset on October 19th to 16th. So we should still be good. We should still be good.
You know, a lot of these.
But anybody feels. We will meet again, Saturday. So if anybody has any ideas between now and then, you just want to have an email. That we just, kind of brainstorm for things that. Yeah, you know, something to make it a little, you know, if you want to do like a mini race, on the trail, something. I was.
Only one. So no jet.
Okay, yeah, later. Like. One of those. Let's see, I'll ask for my estimates.
Because what?
Okay, so if you have any ideas, dash and then you take that. Okay, just register. We cover 6. Oh, no, sorry, 6 registration. Sorry.
That's
See, this on the trails. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead,
Update that, you know, last month we received the mobile contract. It was reviewed by Attorney Patton. So we're just looking signatures and then we'll be scheduling a project. So I'll just follow up with Global to get that tentative. Was I asked? So the police and fire department. Their EV system that we've been talking about.
Not the grant that we're currently awarded because it's more of a presentation grant. But with this grant would be the first steps of being able to work towards getting that type of grant that covers.
That's correct. This is just a planning grant and our implementation, we thought we could do a little bit more, but we restrict, they don't want a permanent project as part of items as the administration. But I would be happy to talk with you afterwards to see if there are other grant sources that could potentially assist. Or for funding.
So, I'm gonna speak for our fire chief a little bit, in kind of conjunction, but the system currently with the grant, it's already been approved. The total funding would just come short of $20,000 is what it would cost our town to be able to equip our 17 emergency vehicles, outfit our 3 intersections, to be able to then bring the system
It's
operating.
20,000, sorry, I couldn't remember the first part. That you said.
Yeah, so it's
20,000 on top of the grant, on top of.
That's what our share cost would be. We would be paying $20,000.
Okay.
Of what our community, if we were to do this all on our own, it would cost $141,807.90. And that's if we were doing it in 2025, if we were doing that later. Over a 2-year span, it increased by $25,000, so I expect it to be significant. And I don't know if there'd be any additional integrated costs, but currently right now, it's like Jefferson or Burns Harbor, Liberty Township. We need to put in this system right now. Or just not do the funds. But that would still bring over half of the intersections in northern Porter County.
With or without Porterton, I believe that change around our, what it would cost us.
No, our costs right now would be 10% of the total costs. Everything, which brings us at, like I said, just short. I don't know what the financial status of this board, they have any available funds, but I guess my question is, I know that the town council at that level may not have that money set aside. I guess my question is, would it tend to be a shared venture, if you guys had any available funding to help on this project? But deep down, what we're stuck at, because I don't believe this is gonna be a cost that's gonna be associated with this year's budget. The issue that we have is we're running out of time to commit to the project. This is something that's been going on since 2020. Town's previously committed to it, but obviously things have changed. I understand that the people on this board and town council are no longer the same people that originally committed to the project.
What's the end?
I just know that this was a projected, I believe the construction should be taking place in 2025, because that's the way it is. Go ahead, I'll be. Yeah, we have to commit so that they know that this is good. I assume it probably has something to do with the grants and other things that they've received to be able to allocate some more.
But there's not a deadline, there's not a deadline.
Like, I don't have a date, I can't tell you a date that we have to pay. Because that hasn't been communicated to us, but obviously a commitment would entail us having to make a payment at some point in time.
But basically, we're looking for a payment that's gonna come out.
Correct. So I guess bringing in before this board and not just the town council, I guess is the interpretation that if it can be a shared cost and there is available money for this, I wanted to explore every available option.
Is that something that?
This is public safety, equipment. My understanding is that it would be covered under our budget. But we can double check that, but. You know, obviously that's additional, and that helps you respond in a timely manner, so. I think that is eligible under ARPA, but we would need to double check. And then just historically, there were times when the fire and police came to the RDC for various equipment and support, as you guys know. There was the motorized bike, this building, and some of the ambulance flow of funds to keep that staff. So there is precedence, and it's just depending on which fund you're allowed to pool dollars from to support that cost.
Okay. We don't have an answer right now,
Okay.
We'll look into it, and hopefully have an answer for you soon. Is that a good enough answer? I don't, like, with that, I mean, like, do we just, or do we wanna talk about making a recommendation, like, do we just need to do? Clay, did we just approve if we're going to give the RDC is going to give money for the,
You're approving.
what's that?
Do you know what you're approving?
Like, are we wanting to cover a portion of it or?
Right, well, I mean, I know that we're not approving like the spending of the money tonight, but I just don't know what the process is to go through, so do you need to?
I would suggest you gather more information, find out what the deadline is to commit. It sounds like this just needs to be maybe appropriated or committed this year and it's appropriated next year.
Right, and I think basically the communication that we've received is that our time to commit to this project is running out swiftly, because I think we're kind of past that deadline, like we committed in 2020. And it's 2024 and like things have changed, I understand that. And like we have like the number of what it's gonna cost, I just can't tell you that it's gonna be allocated in January of 2025 or some other point.
Put this on the agenda for the next meeting, we're running out of time now. And we're not gonna make a decision. tonight.
Yeah, but I just wanted to check with Clay to find out what other information that we need to know what we can move forward with, because I, want to explore all the options, splitting the costs with the, town council, ARPA funds, just different things, but we need that dollar amount before we can make a commitment. We don't want to make a commitment not to exceed or anything like that at this time.
And I think go back and look at prior. See what prior was committed to.
Okay. Good work. That's all I got for you. All right. Approval of claims register. Order all this stuff now. I believe Jill has the summary page and where I was there. And a app. What's the one that different, the change over in the office, so it helps us a little bit more information in front of you than you see having a summary that, detail in your email summary at the desk. That's why you have so many pages in front of you compared to what you're used to looking.
Any else?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the claims.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call please, Jill.
Commissioner Pedlin,
Yes.
Commissioner Ensland,
Yes.
Commissioner McHarg,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw,
Same.
Commissioner Bozak.
Yes. All right, approval of the financial report for the month of August 2024. We get this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, has all the, usually,
Yeah.
we used to just get the summary page, But Nicole was critical of the difference between all the, yeah, all the details and all the. Swear.
Then a meeting. President.
Commissioner McHarg,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw,
Stay.
Commissioner Enslin, Commissioner Tevlin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak.
Yes. Do the order or anything? I'll make a motion to adjourn. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Joe.
Commissioner Tevlin,
Yes.
Commissioner McGraw,
Yes.
Commissioner Enslin, Commissioner McHarg,
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak.